We now have to look at the bus routes, because of course all this diddling with the roads will have screwed up bus routes quite badly. So the main one it's going to screw up is the black one, because the black one is the one that left the city. So if I remove these intermediary bus stops, where does it go? In fact, let's quickly turn off all the other bus routes so I can see where it's going. So this is fine actually, I think, because the whole purpose of it, if I get rid of more of these bus routes, bus stops even. Yeah, so we probably want to not have it come in on the first one, even though that is technically the shorter route. What we probably want to do is force it to come this way, just because that will alleviate a little bit of traffic there. And we can have it like stop here, and then there's a bus stop there. And then maybe what we want to do for fun is again force it to go this way here. Force it to go this way and pick up some more people. Oh, no. And force it to go this way. So that could be fun. So there we go. And that's apparently increasing services around the place, so therefore things are upgrading. So this is interesting. The black bus now comes in this entrance, sorry. Goes this way to the bus stop, this way out this thing, and then all the way on the highway up to there. Now, of course, the problem is massive queues to the industrial area are enormous. Not much we can do about that, unfortunately, for the moment. So we're just going to kind of have to live with it. Is the black bus route picking up passengers? It's not really gone up. It was about 80 something, wasn't it, last time I checked? That was a while ago, admittedly, but it's not really changed, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of leave that and hope for the best. Maybe we do need to increase that subway system. I'm not proud of this subway system at all. I do quite genuinely dislike it with a strong passion. I had good ideas, I think, by placing one next to the bus station, so people can get the bus to get on the train. Unfortunately, I don't think it's really working. How busy is the actual underground system? 332 passengers. Okay, that one line is busier than any single one bus line, but is not carrying quite the capacity of everything else combined. That is ridiculous capacity. It would be more if I had more stations. And the funny thing is, now there's no underground highway here, I can actually do that. I could easily add another one up here if I wanted to do that. Well, in fact, I should do that, because this is now the new commercial area, isn't it? So I really should do that in some fashion. Although I guess there's already one here, so it's not really necessary. I really should have one like over here. Oh, it's hard to decide what to do with the stations. Maybe I should have them more evenly spread out than they are. I don't know if that would help. The demand for industrial is very high suddenly. Apparently, people really want to build some stinky industrial around here. Have I unlocked? I've unlocked offices actually. I should place office zones around the city. In fact, that's something I should do. So let's quickly do that. Oh, in fact, offices are very quiet. So in fact, offices generally make excellent buffers between commercial and residential, because they're very quiet. They don't make much noise at all. So let's just add some buffer here. There we go. I've added some commercial, some offices. So that means that theoretically, I can happily now fill this up with high density commercial. I'll finish filling this up because we've got this buffer zone, which I think will help. Maybe it's not big enough. We'll have to see. We might have to extend the office zone out a little bit in order to not to make that super effective. In fact, we don't want offices up here right now. We don't want them there. We want them there though. I should probably upgrade this dirt ring around the city, but it adds flavour. I think I quite like it. It adds some character to the city. Apparently, oh wow, the high density stuff is finished being built. What kind of levels do we have here? In fact, I think if we go to here and this one, we can see the level. So level 5? No, these are level 3. Okay, so we can kind of get an idea of what kind of level things are. Everything is kind of the same level. The weakest levels are over here. These are all level 2. Doesn't look like there's much level 1. I guess this is level 1 stuff here. Yeah, they're not covered by many services. But these are like level 3. Can we get the... What do we need to upgrade these more? Educated workers? Land value, okay. That means we can add parks and stuff. Hold on, let's have a look at the land value around here. It isn't the highest. Where are the parks? There are parks dotted around, but they're not very very densely populated, are they? Let's add some random and small attractions. Let's add like a... What are these? A Chinese tea garden? Japanese garden. Let's have a Japanese garden. What's this? A dog park. Sure, let's add a dog park right in front of the university. Yes, a nice park right in front of the university. That'll increase land value. No, I say in front, it's behind. It's directly behind the university. In fact, I forgot there's these very small, hilariously tiny buildings here. They're level 3 right now. Maybe they'll upgrade. What do they want to upgrade? Land value. Well, I did just put a park down, which will hopefully increase land value. I'm never really sure how to increase land value. See, why is this land over here so valuable? These are level 3, almost level 4 houses. Why is the land value here so much better than in other places? Oh, it's this small park that's doing it, isn't it? I did just add a dog park. Oh wow, the demand for residential is skyrocketing. Okay, let's zone up some high density stuff. Oh, one thing we have to watch out for, our education. It's going to be dipping because we've increased our density without increasing our services. Ooh! As predicted, the cemetery is emptied before the landfill site, even though the cemetery has been going for significantly less time. Delete that thing. There we are. What I will do, though, is replace it with a crematorium, because you can't get rid of that without adding a crematorium, can you? There we go. And we can put some more commercial in there. That is a dirt road. I missed a road. Shocking. So, back on education. I need to add more schools, because I don't have enough capacity. Well, coverage over here is awful right now, so I really should add a school right there. This will improve coverage just generally a lot. That will also cost things to upgrade, which is perfect. Also brings me up to a rough capacity, although there's a lot more people over here than there is over here, but I guess they have 3 schools versus 2 schools, so that makes sense. High schools, I also need to add an additional high school. Given these things' current positionings, I'm going to add the next one here. If I can fit it in the gap. Oh, please fit in a gap. I'm going to... Oh, it fits in that gap. It does. I saw it. It did. There we go. We knocked down a bunch of stuff to fit it in there, but that's fine. Oh, also, let's have a look at the noise pollution. So, I think we need to increase the buffer zone here. We need to increase this buffer zone to make more people... to ensure their happiness. We're going to do it a little bit, so like, we're going to unzone this and rezone it as an office, and this one as well. We're going to unzone this and make it an office. Same here. So it just needs to be a little bit thicker, you see. That place just upgraded and I really erased it. Oh well. Why are they upgrading? Oh wait, because schools are now available. So there's a school in the area, so that will bring people in. But we need to get rid of some of this commercial to put in some offices, unfortunately. Game, are you okay? No, the game is not okay. The game is not doing fine at all. It's struggling a little bit. I guess the school will have exclusively offices nearby. There we go. That should reduce the noise levels a little bit. I mean, they're no worse than before, so that's fine. Hey, what's this? Is that a commercial building? No, I guess it is, but it's not been replaced yet by an office. What are these offices anyway? Top banking. Whenever I need some banking, I always go to top banking. They are top of their business, don't you know? Financial news, a newspaper. At least it's not on Wall Street. We still have high demand for residential, so we need to upgrade some more low-density residential. So let's get on with that, I guess. I suppose I'm going to start doing it, going around this corner as well. I probably should zone up some more. Ah, you know what? I failed here. We don't have a good buffer zone between the residential and the commercial. So I'm going to have to add some more offices here. This landfill site is still going to be here for a while. The pile is visibly quite low. Unfortunately, that low pile is still 40% full, and it's going to take continuous ages to get rid of it. Okay, hold on. Let me set up some buffer zone here between the commercial and... There's still some industrial actually zoned up there as well. Yeah, let me just set up a buffer zone between the residential and the commercial here, so that this does not become a bigger problem. Things are upgrading all over the place. I keep hearing the dings. I'm not sure where they're coming from. Is it these commercial buildings? I guess they are all level 2, which is excellent. I've just added a bunch of zoning for more offices to buffer the high density commercial. The low density commercial actually generally doesn't make too much noise. I guess it is kind of noisy, but the high density makes a lot more noise. So yeah, maybe we do need a bit of a buffer zone to try and keep people happy. But then I guess it's fine for now. How is the education actually? Is that actually leveled out? I didn't really check. Yeah, it's fine. It's completely fine for now. So what is our next major undertaking, I have to ask myself. I spent like an hour just fixing problems and rezoning things, and demand for industrial is down because they don't have enough workers by any chance. Wait, well, that's the wrong thing. Not enough workers, yeah, well... my population is growing, so... You know... We haven't actually hit a milestone this time around as well. Capital City. How far are we away from the final one? Yes, I do have a mod installed, by the way, that eventually unlocks all the areas. We will use that at some point. Capital City, we unlock another area, which is excellent. We also get ships. I think the next thing we need to do is look at trains. Where are the freight trains going? Freight trains. Whenever I use freight trains, I always screw them up, because I'll always put them somewhere where there shouldn't be a lot of traffic, and it'll create an enormous amount of traffic. So, there's two ways I think we could do freight trains. We can either essentially build a satellite circle here and attach it to the highway variously. That is an option. Or we can build it up here, but that means we have to move the rails all the way up there, which we can do. And we'll have enormous, even worse traffic problems than before up here. Although, come to think of it, I guess putting the traffic problems on the highway, I mean, that's kind of where the traffic problems are supposed to be, the highway. It's just that these traffic problems are just horrendous. What I probably should do, actually, to try and fix some of the traffic problems here is maybe upgrade these to one-way 6-lane roads or something. I mean, these are already... But the thing is, it won't help because this is already a one-way road. Oh, things are burning down. Since when did these burn down? Burn down. When did that happen? Oh, stuff's on this road here. Stuff can't be zoned onto this road. That'll create problems. There you go. Similarly over here, stuff can't be zoned onto this road. That'll cause problems. There we go. It was only a very small... What is that? Can I click on it? Yeah. Frank's Fish Stick Factory. It was just a storage tower. Oh, this thing burnt down as well. Okay, so apparently we have a problem with fires, and I haven't noticed. Amazingly, it hasn't become widespread. But we do have a problem with fires. Let's have a look at the fire service in this area. Wait, what? There's no... Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go, fire service. So we currently only have a single firehouse covering the whole area. So I'm thinking what we need to do is just stick another firehouse here, and then to even out the coverage, we can move this firehouse to over here. This gives us even coverage? Kinda. Kind of even coverage. Should I just have installed a fire station in the middle here, maybe? That gives us complete coverage, although I don't really have the funds for this. I sort of do, actually. I don't want to, though. I'm being a cheap-ass mayor. I don't want to afford it. I'm going to be the cheap-ass mayor and not afford it. Oh, what will actually help, actually, without increasing our costs too much, is upgrading these roads. We can just upgrade these roads at this point. Upgrading these roads will mean that the fire things have greater coverage in general. So we can actually compare this now if we want to be fancy, be scientific about this, because, you know, being scientific is always generally a good way to approach things, isn't it? So if we look at the fire coverage now, yeah, you can see that because I've upgraded these roads, the coverage down here in this half is slightly better than in the top half, because the roads allow for slightly better coverage. So let's just finish upgrading these roads up here. It does not cost much to upgrade these, so this is perfectly fine. There we go. All the roads around here should be fully upgraded. Fire coverage should be generally pretty good. And as you can see, it is generally pretty good. Some places are still apparently quite high risk of fire, despite having 2 fire houses, but it should be fine. It should be fine. There's loads of ways to get around. The only way we could make this better, I think, is by... I don't know. I don't know how we could make this better. We could make it a roundabout. That would probably make it significantly worse, and definitely wouldn't help. I have no idea how we could make this better. I don't think it's possible right now. Not without significant restructuring of stuff. We need more residential, apparently. Demand for residential is enormous. I guess I'll just unzone some areas and rezone them as high density. I'm not actually sure how much growth we actually get from doing this. High density definitely increases the amount of people that live in an area. But how many people do we lose as a result? I'm not really sure. So we currently have 22,400. It's gone down to 22,300. Is it going to drop any more? And it will, because some houses haven't been knocked down yet. So it will go down more. Let's be scientific about this again and just watch. 245 seems to have been the lowest, and now that the houses are now rebuilding, it's going up again. But what does it go up to? Well, it seems like it's going to take a while to recover, but according to the number, we're gaining 150 people a week. So I guess that's a good thing. I guess we are just generally going up with that approach, but it's just a really slow, lethargic approach. I could do it to big areas of the city, but I worry that it'll end up costing me a lot. So let's just try that and see what it actually does if I just unzone a huge section of the city and rezone it as high density. So let's do like 2 segments here. So I've done these 2 segments. We're going to go down a lot. I'm going to rezone it as high density. I'm sure everyone will be very annoyed that their lovely small house has been replaced with a big, ugly apartment or flats block. Because that's what everyone wants eventually, for their small house to be replaced by an enormous block of flats that is pretty hideous to look at. See, look, the population growth is negative 260 because I just kicked out a bunch of people. But in a moment, it'll go up quite significantly. I hope, at least. Demand for commercial is pretty high. So now, the funny thing is, with the exception of a little bit up here, which I will now do. Yay. Oh, in fact, I know I have a plan for this particular street, in fact. This specific street, I have a very particular use case for it. And I'm going to set this up and hopefully this will work. So, high density. Actually, wait, I want it to be a mix of high density and low density for the moment. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but this is what I'm going to do. So it's a mixture of the two. We're going to upgrade the road just in this particular area. I'm not sure why we're underground necessarily. There you go, upgrade this. Going to cost me a little bit of money, I don't care. I've got tons of money at this point. Well, tons of money coming in consistently. In fact, how much of these loans have we paid back? So we've paid back the small loan, the big loan, or the medium loan even. We've not paid the whole thing back, and the big loan, yeah, that's going to happen for a while. The use case here is I want this to be a beautiful nightlife section. So something I realized, I actually don't own all the DLC for this game. So DLC is perhaps the wrong term. Expansions. I don't own all the expansions for it. The only one I actually own, as I remembered, is I have the nightlife one. Holly Park. Perfect. I have the nightlife one. So we're going to use it. We're going to have Holly Park be our nightlife section, if I recall correctly. So what should happen is this street should be a bunch of... Oh, eventually a bunch of... Play all you want arcade. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff. It'll just be like a bunch of nightclubs and pubs and bars and stuff, and that's what this is. This is our pub bar street, and what we should do is this is where we install taxis if we're going to install them anywhere. But what we do need to make sure is that there's a bus service at least, and there is indeed a bus service. Excellent.